Hey everyone, how are you? I just wanted to go through some free training this morning with regards to planning. And the reason being is because I've often found that I've had problems remaining focused in my ongoing business. There's always a lot going on, and prioritizing your work is a major benefit to you reaching your goals. And so over the years, I've tried and tested quite a few tools, and I have a couple of free tools that I use on a day-to-day basis now that I'd like to share with you guys. And this will help you be more productive, be accountable. And I do highly recommend, of course, as well, to have an accountability partner if you can, someone like-minded that wants to get ahead with their business, where you can kind of catch up on a 10-minute one-to-one every week and just check off your goals to make sure that you're all keeping on track. So with that said, let's get into the presentation. It's just a small presentation as a lead into the tools that I'm going to show you. So this is talking about really how entrepreneurs will set themselves apart from everyone else. And I guess you've heard the saying, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And if we don't plan, we kind of end up with this huge to-do list, and then we just kind of checking them off, and it's like this never-ending hamster wheel. And then instead of being productive, we find that we're just being busy, and we're not actually hitting our goals. So it's really important for us to reverse engineer where we want to be. So the first part of that would be your vision. So you would need to look at what your life, your dream life would look like, why you got into the business in the first place, what is it you're hoping to achieve. And if you haven't done, we're not covering it today, but if you haven't done the vision board, or even setting your vision and writing out your vision for the next 5 years, then I'd highly recommend you to do that so you can get some clarity. And then you're going to reverse engineer that and say, okay, this is where I want to be in 5 years. This is where I'm going to be by the end of this year. This is the things I'm going to be doing. We're talking quarters. So if anyone hasn't read the 12-week yearbook, I highly recommend that. We're following that process today as well. And it really just supercharges your productivity, because instead of giving yourself a year, you can kind of be a bit more procrastinating if you give yourself that timeline. So to break it down into quarters, it makes you much more efficient in hitting targets, rather than, oh, I didn't do it this month, I can do it, it's okay, I've got till the end of the year. And then suddenly, we're halfway through the year already and we haven't met any of our goals. So let's cover a little bit about the mindset. You need to obviously get out of your own way, and you need clarity in order to embrace your own creativity and your own power. So in this training, I'm going to show you how to use these 2 free simple tools and methods to allow you to take back control of your time, which is really important. And this helps you also to eliminate things that are just chewing up your time unnecessarily. And you're able to, with clarity, you're able to then understand where you can start saying no without feeling guilty about it, because you've got something scheduled in and you're not lying. You actually don't have the time. So I'm going to make this promise to you today that if you allow yourself to just have a look at this session, keep an open mind initially, because what the tools I'm showing you, they do take a few hours to set up initially, but ongoing, you're going to save yourself so much time and energy and burnout. So keep an open mind as we're going through the training. And if you've got any questions, please hit the Facebook chat. If you'll probably be looking through StreamYard, so you're going to have to allow StreamYard access. So it's streamyard.com/Facebook to allow me to be able to see who you are when you're commenting. And because it's only me and I'm doing a presentation, it will be a bit difficult for me to just check the chat whilst I'm doing the training. So if you would like to just pop your answers in there, and I'll go into the chat at the end and check if there's anything in there that I need to answer. And also, if you're watching the replay, if you could hashtag replay, and then any questions and any requests for any future training, if you want to deep dive into anything more, I'm happy to do that for you as well. I'd rather just get feedback from all you guys as well with regards to training, because I don't feel it is worth anyone's while if I just kind of get on here and do some training that isn't relevant to anyone and it's seen by no one. So I would rather have training there that would help you guys. That's what I'm here for, to help you get started or to scale your business. So it can be anything. It can be mindset, it can be planning, it can be getting more leads, it can be organic Facebook marketing, whatever it is. Please let me know what you're looking for here, so that I can be of more help to you guys to get going and have some success in your business. So this is a few years ago, and I'm your host, and I'm Sharon Shaw. I'm the Managing Director and CEO of the Skinny Startup. And it's a division of Soul Editor, which is like the mindset area of my business. And I've got a few kind of years of experience under my belt. I'm a techie, started off as a telecoms engineer 17 years ago. I launched my own business about 8 years ago, spent a lot of money, wasted a lot of time getting things and paying for things unnecessarily. And this is where the Skinny Startup was born. So I've done a lot of things right, because I can now focus and help other startups learn from my mistakes and not cost them. And I've also done a lot of things wrong, and that's a good thing, because we do learn from that. I've learned so much from things of things not to do, as opposed to things that I've done right. It's really good to reflect on that sort of stuff. So I'd also obviously like to share with you what is working for me now, and this is what today's all about with the planning. So my question to you is, would you love to know what it takes to start making the money you deserve? And I promise today that I'm going to show you really what the entrepreneurial mindset that you need to take. You need to take action, but you also need to plan. And the two great tools that I use and you can use to help with your future success, and exactly how to use them to your best advantage. And a person who does things for others but puts themselves last and belittles themselves is called a doormat. So we don't want to be there. We want to be proactively working on our business, not in our business, setting our goals, working towards our goals, working towards our vision. And hopefully this will allow you to declutter your life and make room for your success. Here's a great quote. I'm a believer in luck. The harder I work, the more I seem to have. As we all know, businesses, people say, oh, she's so lucky, she's doing this and that. Excuse me, I'm just having a sip of coffee, a big coffee. But it's not actually down to luck at all, as we all know. It is to do with hard work initially, but the payoffs, the short-term pain and the long-term gain is far outweighed. So this is why we want to make sure that we structure our days and our weeks accordingly. So for successful planning, you need tangible and measurable results. And to do that, these are the tools that I'm going to show you today. So let's get started. So the first tool is an easy Excel spreadsheet, okay, or you can use Google Docs sheets under Google Docs. So this is what myself and a couple of my accountability partners that we met through a business conference, we've started to do together every quarter, and this is from the 12-week year. So what we do is we look at obviously our purpose, our priority, and then the productivity. So these all are kind of hidden underneath the surface, and then up here is the productivity that people see. But we really need to be working towards obviously the priority and our purpose for us to do well in our businesses. So this next 3 months started on the 3rd of June. So actually you could start this week. And if anyone wants this template, I'll remove my bits and pieces from here and just leave the dates in and these kind of tables in here. If anyone would like a copy of this blank template, let me know in the comments. Just put in template and I will message you a copy. So what we do is we always set ourselves, you don't want any more than 2 to 3 major goals in your 3 months, because otherwise, it's easy to say, oh yes, but I've got all these things on. You need to really only focus on, ideally for the business, just the one thing. So whether it's, you want to launch a course, or you want to learn more about Facebook groups, or you want to learn more about TikTok, or whatever it might be, always kind of just focus. Laser focus is where you want to be. If you use a scattergun approach, then your world will become scattered. Whereas if you focus, you will be dedicated to those tasks, and you can really purely focus on getting an end result. And the sense of achievement from that is amazing, because obviously with the scattergun approach, you're all over the place. You're going to feel like nothing ever gets done and you're not achieving what you set out to achieve. So remain focused is an absolute key here for planning. So for me, it's always about the physical and spiritual, as well as my business, as well as time with family and friends. That's my 3 main areas. Now, there's lots of other areas that I would love to excel at, but like I say, you only really need 2 to 3 to be successful in that, and there'll be a flow-on effect to other things from that. So the reason I always have physical and spiritual health in there is because if I'm feeling unwell or not looking after myself, then there's no fuel in the tank for me. There's no fuel in the tank for my friends and family. So that's why I always have that as one of my priorities. And then obviously my business, and then my hobbies and my friends will be in there too. And it's not in order of preference, it's just what I'm focusing on. So for example, I've set out here what I want to do and what I want to achieve, and then a due date as well. So you need to give yourself a hard due date. Now, a lot of the times it's at the end of my 12-week quarter. So that's what I've done in this latest version. So this is where we're going from reverse engineering our vision to the goals we want to achieve in the year, to the goals we want to achieve in the quarter. Now, when you focus more on your quarter as well, it's so much easier to eliminate the overwhelm. So that's why we do that here. And again, like I say, we get on every week, myself and my 2 accountability partners, and we just talk about what went right, what went wrong, and what we can improve upon. And we actually look at, our goals here. So we always kind of go back to this. Now, then what I do is, now this is a bit where it may look a little bit scary. So just warning you, but it's not. It's actually initially, yes, you need some time, but after that, you'll find it's amazing. It's an amazing little tool. So here we're going to put these quarterly tasks and break them down into weekly tasks. And this is where, like I say, it sounds scary, but it's really not. So let me just share with you the tool that we use here to do that. And so I'm using Trello, which is Trello.com. So what I've done is I've created boards in here. So it's completely free. You don't have to sign up for the premium version at all. So once you sign in, you just create a new board. So you can see here, create new board. Now I've created my vision board here with my goals. This is my vision that I was talking to you about earlier, but you don't need to do that obviously on this lesson, because I'm just showing you now that that vision board is something that I can look at to keep me on track. And this actually, the reason I love this tool is, well, because there's an app for it. So if you do a morning practice where you are looking at your goals and reviewing your goals, then you can just go in every morning and look at your vision, your written vision, and to see where you're going. And it just keeps you, self-consciously working behind in the background to you towards your vision and your goals. So the weekly plan is where we take the spreadsheet. Now this is why it's looking a bit scary, but obviously this is my own, and I'll show you how to do this very quickly and easily. Is basically I've got in every week, my week goes from Sunday to Saturday, and then I will place tasks in there. Now yours don't have to be as small. Yours can be like bigger time blocks, if that makes sense for you. But this is your own board, so you can do whatever you like with this. And so what I can do is I can show you when you create a new board, you can have any color you want. So let's just, for example, just do test board, and we're going to go green, and we're going to go create. And this is what it looks like. So basically what I do here, so we're doing Monday, the 6th of June, and then, sorry, miss add. Okay, and then you can add a card. So you can do add list, keep adding lists. So you can do then Tuesday. Now, so what you will find is, because your 12-week year goals are pretty much the same, then your tasks shouldn't really be much different in that 3 months. That's why initially you will, obviously when you're first setting this up, it's going to take time. But then now every week I just have a planning day, which I put into my schedule. Every Sunday at 11 a.m. I spend an hour on doing, just revising these. So I don't go in and recreate everything again. But what I do is I can just right click, and then I can edit the time or whatever it is, or I can do a copy and send it to another day or whatever it is there. So this is how we start creating our tasks. Okay, and then when you do that, this is where you add in these. So you will, and like I say, there's an app for this. So you can literally wake up in the morning and you can fire up your app in Trello. Let me just see. I'm not spelling it correctly. There we go. So fat fingers. And so you can see, I don't know if you can see that there, but you can see basically that's my weekly plan. So you can just quickly go in and go, okay, yes, that's what I'm meant to be doing this morning. A quick review of your day, and then off you go. So the reason I don't like to put it into my Google Calendar is because I'm a coach and I have people schedule things in. So if I'm blocking out my Google Calendar with my tasks, etc., you'll find that then if you're using something like a Calendly later on, or if not now, obviously that's going to block out time where your clients aren't going to be able to book you in. So this is why as well I love it as a separate tool. And so yeah, so basically you will just put in here gym, for example, in the morning, if that's what you want, and then you go 6 a.m. Okay, and then so that's, and then you keep adding a card. Okay, so here, for example, you can just go, okay, I go to the gym. If you were to go to the gym every day, you can just right click, copy, and then you would just put it into Tuesday, position number 1, create card. And there we go. So there it is. So that's nice and quick. And you can just go through and obviously add each things into your day if you've got, you know, whatever you want to block out time for family and friends. And also don't forget to block out free time as well. So they're the 2 tools that I use. And if you do want to actually interact and get this to work with Google, you can, with your Google Calendar, you can. So if you would like to have more training on how to do that, put in the comment calendar training, and then I will do another session on how to basically integrate this with your Google Calendar. Okay, so with that, I think we've probably covered everything. Let me know again if there's any questions at all. And if not, have an amazing day, and appreciate your time, guys. And have a wonderful week ahead as well. All right, take care. All right, speak to you soon. Bye.